like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So UFC 291 co-main event: Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira. Who do I see winning this fight? This is going to be a good fight. Obviously, we know Alex Pereira, the former middleweight champion of the world. He previously obviously was a number 2 ranked middleweight, but then he's left the division. His recent schedule of fights, his last fight was obviously a KO to Izzy at UFC 287. He's lost to Israel Adesanya. Then before that, he beat Israel Adesanya at 281 via TKO strikes. I still think that was stopped early. I still think that was stopped early personally. But anyway, before that, he beat Sean Strickland by a left hook to Larry. He probably took from Michael Bisping at UFC 276. And before that, he beat Bruno Silva. So this guy has recently just been the middleweight champion. One fight ago, he was the middleweight champion in his last fight. So then he's obviously facing Jan Blachowicz. He is the number 3 ranked light heavyweight. His last fight was against Ankalaev, I should say, at UFC 282 with a draw. There was no winner. That was for the light heavyweight championship, but no one won it. Before that, he fought Rakic, but Rakic got TKO due to a knee injury. I don't think Rakic's been back since. I don't think he has. Before that, he lost to Glover Teixeira in an awesome fight, but it was heavily wrestling by Glover Teixeira, so Glover got the UFC light heavyweight championship. Before that, he beat Israel Adesanya at UFC 259 when Izzy tried to be great and he shot for the stars, just missed slightly, but he managed to get the unanimous decision. Now, there's a few things going into this fight. So let's look at the age. I know you can't look at age really these days, but Pereira's 36, Jan is 40, so Pereira does have the age advantage. Now, a lot of people are saying, a lot of fight predictions of fight analysts and experts are saying Jan's going to use the same catalyst, the same game plan as he used against Izzy to win. But I think there's a difference here with Izzy and Pereira in this fight. Now, when Izzy went against Jan, he weighed, I'm sure it was about 199 pounds, just about 200. And Jan was coming in there to about 230, 220. It was massive compared to Izzy. So obviously the wrestling and the takedown game was there. I don't know if a lot of people saw it, but Izzy actually hurt Jan in that fight. But I don't know if everyone picked up on it, but he hurt Jan in that fight. But anyway, so obviously he used his wrestling pedigree, was sneaking, got the takedowns, and got top position on Izzy. That's how he got to the victory. With Pereira, so Pereira's obviously been working extensively on his wrestling with Glover Teixeira and the submission game. I think the difference here with Izzy and Pereira is that Pereira is the heavier guy than Izzy. Now, going into their middleweight fights, I believe, is coming in at 210 or 220, whatever he is. Going into this fight, he's going to be heavier than Izzy. So if Pereira's takedown defense has sort of improved leaps and bounds, it's going to be a lot harder to take Alex Pereira down because he's the bigger and heavier guy than Izzy. I'm not saying he can't be taken down. I'm just saying it may be harder because he weighs a lot more. He's bigger than Izzy. When you see Izzy and him fight, it's like Pereira's a different weight class. He's lucky he's a light heavyweight. You think he rehydrates back up to a light heavyweight. So I feel the takedown might be a bit difficult for Jan to get. I don't think it's going to be as easy as it usually is for him to get. With that being said, who wins? You've got Polish power versus, the top level striking acumen and striking skills of Pereira. I'm going to go with Pereira. I know people are probably leaning towards Jan because wrestling, but I'm going to lean towards Pereira. I think Pereira, I think his striking is going to make the difference. I think he's been heavily working on wrestling defense and with Glover Teixeira. I think he's going to get his striking going. But once his striking going, he's a dangerous guy. Once he gets you against the fence and starts letting off, it's near enough lights out. And he does have knockout power for sure, as we've seen. At light heavyweight, he probably have even more knockout power. And I think he's not going to be depleted as he was going down to middleweight, which is why he's probably gone up. He's never missed weight at middleweight, but I think he's going to have, his chin will sustain more damage. But you are dealing with Polish power here. So Polish power, you go to sleep if you get hit by that. No disrespect to Jan. Jan's awesome, but I'm going to go the same percentage as Gaethje versus Poirier in my prediction that I did the other video. Go and check it out. I'm saying 51% Pereira, 49% Jan. That's how I see it going. As I said before, I am not going to be surprised if Jan wins this fight via wrestling or via catching Alex on a KO, because he only was KO'd just recently. That's the thing. So he's coming off a knockout just recently against Izzy. Now he's getting back into this fight. So hopefully he's recovered and he's good to go. But because he only lost in April, so it should there's quite a few months to recover, I suppose, of a knockout loss. So it should be interesting. But that's my prediction. I'm leaning towards Alex, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jan wins by wrestling and TKO. So that's my prediction.